dominating the headlines.
That's right. Le Figaro, we'll start with them. Their front page headline is Crimea, the logic of war, noting that the West is weighing up possible diplomatic and economic retaliation against Moscow, while the Ukrainian government is worried about a possible partition of the country. Its front page editorial asks, is there time to avert a war? And concludes that cynicism and indifference will come at a price in Ukraine. Le Monde reports that Russian President Vladimir Putin has accepted a proposal by German Chancellor Angela Merkel for dialogue on the situation. That mission would be led by the Organisation for Security and Cooperation in Europe. And Merkel spoke to Putin by telephone on Sunday and reportedly had strong words for him, accusing him of violating international law. Moving on to Le Parisien, on its front page, it asks how far Vladimir Putin will go, adding that the international community is asking itself what exactly are the Russian president's intentions.
Now, what about the West? What will its strategy be?
Well, the pro-business L'Opinion says that the West is pretty much powerless to stop Putin, despite all its strong words and its threats to exclude Russia from the G8. Jean-Dominique Merchet says you don't take a Libère who has nuclear weapons. And he also points out that Western initiatives on Syria, Iran and Afghanistan would suffer from a diplomatic fallout. And Le Figaro looks at the US possible options. It says Washington, like much of the West, has been caught short by the Kremlin's aggressiveness, and it traces the start of the problem to the Obama administration climbing down on Syria, allowing Putin to see its weakness. A similar note is sounded in Libération, which says that Barack Obama is very timorous and that though diplomacy is his preferred option, he has little leverage over Moscow. And it quotes a former US diplomat Ewan Merry, who says the situation is of far greater importance for Europe, and he says you're better off asking Sweden, Poland or Germany what they think.
And finally, a tribute to a late French filmmaker.
That's right, and Libération is one of the few French papers that doesn't have Ukraine on its front page. It carries a picture of filmmaker Alain Resnais, who passed away on Saturday night. Its headline is Resnais, Cinéma Mon Amour, a reference to one of his most famous films, the 1959 movie Hiroshima Mon Amour, and inside the paper devotes 6 pages to the late director, who still has one film to be released, The Life of Riley, which premiered at the Berlin Film Festival last month. And the Catholic Daily La Croix also has a tribute to Resnais, calling him the genial pacer of the imagination, and it quotes from him where he said that I refuse the possibility of the imagination, the idea that the imagination can be anything but another sort of reality. He said that what goes on in your head is life itself.
All right, thank you very much, Oliver Ferry, for that look at the day's press. A quick reminder of our headlines this morning. Putting up a united front, Western leaders call on Russia